Thank you guys to be here.
Grazie.
Prego. First time in Italy for Fozzy band. What's up?
We're excited, yeah. One of the best things about doing this co-headlining tour with Hardcore Superstar is that we got to play a couple of countries that we've never really been before, where they have a name and we don't have as much of a name, or no name, because we've never played here. So all the time we get requests from people on Twitter and Facebook, when are you coming to Italy? When are you coming to Italy? So here we are in Italy. We're very excited.
So 3 days three tours in Italy. 3 days in Italy, and today Milan, Bologna, and Rome.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a crazy time for you because maybe you are not so much popular as in your country, but believe us, you are very popular.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Like I said, when you get a lot of people asking when are you coming, when are you coming, and I think a lot of times people think it's our choice. We've been waiting to come to Italy for many years, so now we have the opportunity, and we're very excited.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
And I was touring with Hardcore Superstar because they are so popular here. So every time they come, it's delirium. Everybody get crazy. So I was to do touring with them.
Yeah, I love them. I think they're great guys. They're a great band. I think the most important thing when you're touring with a band is to find camaraderie, so that it's not just two bands, but somehow we can make this feel like a family because we see each other every day and we're eating together and sharing rooms, and they're great guys, super talented, and this is the first time we've had a chance to play with them on this tour, so it's great.
And it's good too because the first part of the tour was all in the UK, which is where we are most popular, and their name is growing.
Yeah.
So it was a good mix for them to come with us to the UK, and then for us to come over here to a country like Italy, where maybe if we came here by ourselves, the venues would be smaller or the crowds would be smaller, but because Hardcore Superstar is such a big name, it's a great chance for us to show what Fozzy can do and set the stage for them. So it's a great mix of two bands that have the same attitude, which is just a good time.
Yeah, that's true. And some new things in your 2017 here, your Judas album and this tour. Let's talk about the album. You said that it's the best one you did. Is it right?
Well, I think every band, when they do a new record, says it's their best, and they should say that. If they said this is our third best album we've ever recorded, you might not feel too good about it. But I think in this case, it really is our best. Definitely already our most popular with Judas. The song itself has just become a bona fide hit song pretty much around the world at this point. And then the record that followed is filled with songs just as good, if not better, than Judas. So it's a really cool time because I call it the Judas effect. You can see all of these great things happening because of the album and because of the song. And our old fans are very happy, and we're making so many new fans as well, and coming to new countries and new places because the band now is bigger than we've ever been, just on the strength of this new album.
And about the video, Judas said, where did you shoot it?
We shot
Smyrna?
Yes,
Smyrna,
right in Atlanta. Yeah, in Atlanta,
right.
Georgia. We're just in a small studio.
Yeah, we had an idea from a video years ago, a Guns N' Roses video called Garden of Eden. And it was just a one camera straight like this, and then one take. And that's what we did. We figured let's make an updated version with more kind of action and back things that you don't notice behind the scenes that you have to watch a few times to really check in the background is what I was looking for. So this video that took us 8 minutes to film, because we filmed it at half speed, so when you play it back at normal speed it looks very weird. It took us 8 minutes to film, and probably the cheapest video we've ever recorded, and it's now it's almost at 11 million views now. It's just every month it gains another million views. It won't stop. And it's incredible because it was the quickest and the cheapest video, and by far the most popular. And I think that's the
Cheapest video, high result.
yeah, with the biggest results. I think that's the reason why Judas the song is so popular, because even when you come to a country like Italy, maybe there isn't a lot of rock and roll radio,
Yeah.
but everybody watches YouTube.
Yes.
I saw last night there's in France they have the lyrics transposed in French in captions on the bottom.
Translation.
Yeah, translation. So in different countries they have the lyrics, translated for them, but it still all counts towards the same YouTube number. So
Oh, that's great.
it's just grown completely out of control, which to us, we never expected it, but I can't say I'm surprised because it's been a long time of us getting very close, and then this time we finally get to the prize. We win the World Cup with this one.
We are sure.
Football humor.
Yeah. Personally, I like all the songs, but my favorite one is Drinking with Jesus. Which is your? The question is for you and for you as well.
I think my favorite right now is Painless. I think part of the reason I like it so much is we've been playing it live, and when you play a song live, you have a different relationship with the song than you do when you record it, because it's there's a different energy on the stage than there is, and so the song is starting to kind of develop into.
It really goes over well.
It
live
really
too,
does.
Right off the
You
bat.
can see everyone singing it. It's like so you can see it's a fan favorite as well. So that's my. I mean, it changes, which songs, but right now that's my favorite.
And Painless, I didn't like Painless when I first heard it. The first demo that Rich sent me, I thought, this is pretty. And then now it is one of my favorites. It really came alive once we were finished recording it.
Painless.
Painless, yeah. But I also love, I love Wolves at Bay. I love Burn Me Out. It could be any song on the record. Running with the Bulls is another one I think is a real great one.
And we love 3 Days in Jail with this rap cooperation, and for this reason we've noticed that in this album there is a mix of sounds, rock and roll, rap as well. So I think that Rich is more crossover and you are a rocker of the band. So
I think it's kind of a combination. We like bands like, if you go back to Led Zeppelin or U2 or Guns N' Roses or the Beatles, David Bowie would always change the style, but it would still, the root would be the same. It would still be Zeppelin, it would still sound like Bowie, it would still sound like Guns N' Roses. Didn't have a problem trying different things. And we've always had a rap element in our band. There's always a lot of loops that Rich puts behind, a lot of hip-hop type elements that you might not even notice. We call it ear candy. Very much from the rap world. And for 3 Days in Jail, Rich thought it'd be great to have a rap part on it, and nobody expects it. And as you're listening to it, and just out of left field, you hear this rap part, like, what the fuck is that? Why is that even there? And then you listen to it a few more times and go, this is great. I mean, it's perfect. It fits perfect there. And for us, it's like, why not? Why not do it? No one else would do that. So we don't have a problem. But we realized early on with this band that the only chance we had to make it to the next level was to just do things our way and not worry about what anybody else does and not worry about what other people are going to think of what we're doing. We just do it, and it's worked so far.
Yeah, and I think part of it, as you were saying, as I was growing up, I went through phases of music. I never was a rock guy from the earliest age all the way. I went through my first introduction to music was popular music on American radio, which was disco and soul music was really popular at the time when I was young. And then I discovered rock, and then I liked rock for a while, but then I discovered hip hop because rock stopped being dangerous in the late 80s. Everything was all about fast cars and chicks, and it to me it lost its edge and its grit. And then I discovered hip hop because hip hop seemed to be more of a real expression of anger and frustration when rock and roll became all about the party. So I've gone through these phases, and Chris and I, we have a lot of similarities in bands that aren't rock and roll that we like. We love Kool and the Gang. We love Earth, Wind and Fire. You know, we like bands like Toto and the Doobie Brothers, things that are just on the outside of hard rock. And we've always wanted to include those influences because they're a part of who we are as musicians, and And so being able to use it sparingly, because you know, it's like being a cook when you're making a soup.
Yeah.
Too much of one ingredient will spoil it, and it's a matter of finding the right balance when you're making an album of how much do you incorporate of these little things. And we took a year and a half to write and record Judas, so we had a lot of time to try how much is too much and then pull it back and find the right formula. And that's, I think, it's been part of our success, is each of us saying, let's try something really crazy, and we try it, and maybe it's instead of 100% of the crazy, we pull it back to 70. Because the rap part is in that song, originally it was, I think it was your idea, was to say, hey, you had a friend that you wanted to guest on the record, and then it's trying to find what's the right song.
So we like you for this, because we love all the music in the world without any difference.
Yeah.
Thank you for this. And anyway, many questions for you, but time is very short. You know that Chris is a real superstar all around the world for wrestling, and today in Milan there is the WWE.
So coincidence, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I can't believe
coincidence.
it. I'm talking to my friends now. It's
Yeah.
only like it's 55 minutes from here where they're playing. Yeah.
But you are a wrestler, a singer, a TV. You work on TV and radio, and so on. Which is your best role, or your favorite one?
I don't have a favorite. I like
You like
them
all.
When I
All
was a kid, I wanted to be in a rock and roll band, and I wanted to be a wrestler, and that's what I focused my life on, making those two things happen. So when people say, if you had to choose just one, what would you choose? I say, I don't have to choose just one. I can do them both. But not at the same time, though. We've been full-time with Fozzy since 2010. And the only time I go to wrestle is when Fozzy's not on tour or not making a record. So it's still fun for me, but it's fun also too to see the band growing, Fozzy growing like we have, because we've been working on it for a long time. So it's a very good feeling to see all of these great things happening with Fozzy as a direct result of all this great work
And
that
we
we've been
like
doing. Yeah, so it's fun.
And the rest of us in the band are fans of his books and his I listen to his podcast
Yeah.
all the time, so we're glad he does other things. Otherwise, I'd run out of things to be a fan of.
Yeah, and wrestling is related to rock and roll anyway, so there is no difference.
Right, exactly.
Except you fight. And
Well,
you
I mean, they're
sing.
both very aggressive forms of entertainment, very much contingent on the reaction that you get from the audience and the energy that you get. It flows back and forth between the stage and the crowd. If you have a great crowd, it gives you more energy. If you have a quiet crowd, it gives you have to work harder and it's not as much fun. You know what I mean? So that's the same in anything when you do live entertainment. You know, a great crowd will really make a big difference.
What do you do in your free time? Just curiosity?
On the tour?
No,
home?
at home. Just like this.
Yeah, just kind of, I don't know, just kind of relax. You know, when you're on the road,
Yeah, because you are on the road almost every day.
yeah, spend
So
time with family and all that
yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah, it's important to do that. It's the balance. Yeah.
Okay, so we thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you.
You both.
We're just excited to be here in Italy. It's been a long time coming, and we know Italy is a great rock and roll country. So we're excited to bring our rock and roll to you here in Italy, and hopefully it's not it's the first time, but I guarantee it's not the last.